For our second example, we're going to factor a quadratic expression where the first term is not just 1x squared. And that's actually going to make our factoring a little bit harder. In this video, for this example, we're going to use the guess and check method, which we talked about a lot in class. And I know that the guess and check is not everyone's favorite, but it is the only one that's going to work 100% of the time, that we can apply to different things. And we have the opportunity to get lots of practice in it, so that's what we're going to do. Just like before, we know that since this is a quadratic, it's going to be the product of two linear expressions. We also know that the first two terms here and here are going to multiply to 3x squared. In this situation, the only options are 3x and x. And then we know that these two terms here and here are going to multiply to negative 2. Things need to multiply to negative 2. We have a few options. Could be 1 and negative 2. Could be negative 1 and 2. Now there's going to be a difference whether we put the factors here and here or we reverse them. So for example, these are options. We could have 3x plus 1 and x minus 2. Or we could have 3x minus 2 and x plus 1. Similarly, we could have the opposite signs, 3x minus 1 and x plus 2, and 3x plus 2 and x minus 1. Since these are the only factor pairs that multiply to negative 2, and since 3x and x are the only factor pairs that multiply to 3x, these four options are our only options for our guessing. So now all we need to do is check. Now, when we check, we know that 3x times x is going to give us 3x squared. And we know that 1 times negative 2 or negative 1 times 2 is going to give us negative 2. The only thing we really need to check for is if we're going to get 5x when we multiply. So let's check the first one. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x. 1 times x is 1x, and 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Now, negative 6 plus 1 does not give us 5, so it can't be this one. And then we'll just keep going. The second one would be 3x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 2. And again, I can quickly see negative 2 plus 3 is not going to give me 5. The next one that we're going to check is going to be 3x minus 1 and x plus 2. So we'll have 3x times x, which is 3x squared. 3x times 2, which is positive 6x. 1 times x, which is negative x. And negative 1 times 2, which is negative 2. Now, 6x minus x gives us 5x. And we know that we had the right solution. Once again, the more that you complete this, the more that you practice guessing and checking, the better you'll get at it. You'll start to see patterns where you can make more educated guesses on the first try. Also, it is not necessary to write it out so step-by-step logically as you continue to work at it. The goal is just that you can guess and check and find this one right here, the one that works. Most important part, though, is to make sure you don't skip over the check. So some people write out this one. They see that it works for 3x squared. They see that it works for negative 2, and they think that they're finished. In these, guess and check is a really important part of what you're doing.